honor of presenting this bride today.
I do her mother.
Very well. Give her a hug. Face each other and hold hands. And you may be seated. Look okay? We gather here today in the presence of family and friends to join Jonathan and Kathleen in matrimony. We celebrate the coming together in love of this woman and this man. We remember that marriage is a time when growing love is made public, when two people share mutual promises. We join in our support of them as they offer themselves to each other. We celebrate their joy, their love, and their expectations. On behalf of the bride and groom, I would like to thank each one of you for sharing this happiest of days with them. They also take this opportunity to remember with love those who are no longer with us. They are always in our hearts. Jonathan and Kathleen, may you always need one another, not so much to fill the emptiness, as to help each other know your fullness. May you want one another, but not out of lack. May you embrace one another, but not encircle one another. May you succeed in all important ways with each other and not fail in the little graces. Look for things to praise. Often say I love you and take no notice of small faults. May you have happiness and may you find it in making one another happy. May you have love and may you find it in loving one another. You have walked many paths together. Today you walk into newly discovered territory. As you each take steps in your journey as a newly married couple, I would like to invite your niece, Natalie, to share with you the wise words from the reading titled, The Art of Marriage.
Happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage must be created. In the art of marriage, the little things are the big things. It's never being too old to hold hands. It's remembering to say I love you at least once a day. It's never going to sleep angry. It is at no time taking each other for granted. The courtship should not end with the honeymoon. It should continue through all the years. It is having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It is standing together, facing the world. It is forming a circle of love that gathers in the whole family. It is doing things for each other, not in the attitude of duty or service, but in the spirit of joy. It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not looking for perfection in each other. It is cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. It is having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is establishing a relationship in which the independence is equal, the dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. It is not only marrying the right partner, it is being the right partner. It is discovering what a marriage can be at its best.
Good job.
Thank you, Natalie. That was beautiful. Jonathan and Kathleen, the covenant which you are about to make with each other is meant to be a beautiful and sacred expression of your love for each other. As you pledge your vows to each other, and as you commit your lives to each other, we ask that you do so in all seriousness, and yet with a deep sense of joy, with deep conviction that you are committing yourselves to a dynamic, growing relationship of trust, mutual support, and caring love. So with this in mind, I now ask you, do you, Jonathan, take Kathleen to be your wife, to love her, comfort, and keep her, and forsaking all others, remain true to her for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
And do you, Kathleen, take Jonathan to be your husband, to love him, comfort, and keep him, and forsaking all others, remain true to him for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Now that you have declared your intentions, I invite you to share your vows with one another. Jonathan, repeat to Kathleen after me these words. Kathleen, I have chosen you alone from all the world
Kathleen, I have chosen you alone from all the world
to be my wedded wife,
to be my wedded wife,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
for as long as we both shall live.
for as long as we both shall live.
And Kathleen, repeat to Jonathan after me these words. Jonathan, I have chosen you alone from all the world
Jonathan, I've chosen you alone from all the world
to be my wedded husband,
to be my wedded husband,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
to have and to hold from this day forward.
for better, for worse,
I'm not gonna make it. For better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
I'm fine. In sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
for as long as we both shall live.
for as long as we both shall live.
Now I would like to invite you to share your own heartfelt personal vows that you have written to each other. Would you like to go first, Jonathan, or you, Kathleen?
Me, please.
Do you want to go first? Do you want the microphone?
Sure, I might need it. Oh, Lord, I apologize.
Do you want me to hold it?
Absolutely. Okay, it's fine. Jonathan, as I look into your beautiful brown eyes, I think about our first date at Starbucks 7.5 years ago. We sat in that little wobbly table, drinking tea, and as we talked and got to know one another, I knew my life was forever changed. Our long drives to go look at all the Christmas lights, our fun mini adventures, and even our dates to almost this very spot, would have been the spot, in the park, half frozen from the cold, yet feeling absolutely no pain. I fell in love with your warm, kind eyes, your sense of humor, your terrible puns, and how they make you laugh harder than anyone else, which in turn, accompanied by one of your knee-slap chuckles, makes me laugh even harder. Traveling together, listening to audiobooks in the car, watching horrendously terrible movies for the fun of it. The way your face lights up when I come home, or when I do something clumsy, which unfortunately is quite often, as we all know. I love the way you always hold my hand, and how you always know when to wrap me up in a massive Jonathan hug, even in your sleep. Your arms are truly my favorite place to be. You make me laugh every day, at myself, at life, even when I least feel like laughing. We have seen trials and we have overcome them together. You are my partner and my equal. You treat me with dignity, respect, and kindness. You give me your strength when I need it and encourage me in times of hardship. I cannot wait to see what life brings us. Today you become my family, as well as my best friend. Love this thing. I love you not only for who you are, but who I am when I'm with you. And loving you only gets easier with each passing day. I promise to not only listen to you, but to hear you. I promise to encourage and grow with you. I promise to be a loving and safe place of trust. I promise to try to let the spiders live and rehome them outside, following your example. I promise to eat all the seafood for you and leave none behind. I promise to share my fries with you. That alone speaks to my love for you, as everyone here definitely knows. I will try my hardest not to get annoyed with you when you pause the movie for the 9th time to look up where it was filmed or some other obscure factoid. I promise to let my love be stronger than my Irish temper. I promise to give you the best of myself, to trust you and respect you for the person you are. I promise to treat your needs, interests, and goals as I do my own, to grow and change alongside you, to become the people we were meant to be together. I promise to share with you joy, to share your joy with you, to bring you joy, and to choose joy in our relationship each and every day. I promise to love you, Jonathan Andrew Lafferty, for the rest of our lives. I made it.
That is beautiful.
A little dry after that one.
Don't you like the microphone?
No, thank you.
Oh, just got a resonating. Oh no.
Had a little mishap with my
Style book?
belt.
It's fine.
It's a long story. Hope this is the right copy. Kathleen, there are no words to describe the sheer joy I feel at this moment, standing before you as you are about to be husband. And because there are no words, I guess that'll be the end of my vows. Just kidding. I'll do another 11 pages. For the rest of my life, I will remember exactly how I felt when I first saw you. Time nearly stopped. You moved with beauty and grace, smiling as if you were perfectly content. You flipped your hair back and I nearly fainted. In that moment, my heart was screaming, "That's her, she's the one." Like some spastic kid in Costco that needs the 92 bag of fruit roll-ups just to make it through the school week. And in that moment, I knew it. I knew that one day I would marry you. Granted, we never had a conversation, and if I approached you with my wonderful news, I probably would have found myself on the receiving end of a restraining order, or at the very least, an unpleasant glare. But it didn't matter. In that moment, I fell head over heels in love with you. It would be another year and change before our first date. When we finally spent time together, I was so entranced by our new relationship that I constantly had to ask myself, what is this? But as time passed, I found the answer. I know what this is. This is an espresso machine. No. It's a snow cone maker, that's what this is. Is it a water heater? Eventually I saw it, and then it became clear. It's a Soviet MERV-6 from an SS-22M launch vehicle. The warhead contains 14.5 kilograms of enriched uranium with a plutonium trigger. The nominal yield is 30 kilotons. Nobody else is laughing at this joke because nobody else is us. We have shared so much in our life together thus far, and I'm overcome with happiness as I think about everything that we'll share for the rest of our lives. What we have is unique. It is so much more incredible than I ever could have hoped for, and I have you to thank for that. When I dreamt of the perfect person to spend my life with, I found myself coming to the same conclusion over and over again. It would always have to be fun, and it would always have to be funny. Of course, I know that our lives won't always be perfect. We both know that. But we also know how to free ourselves from the darkness by creating our own light. We find ways to perk each other up. We put the work in every day so that every day together is better than the last. I'm getting there, hold off. Kathleen, I promise to always be at your side no matter what. Figuratively speaking, of course, because I think that everyone is entitled to privacy in the bathroom. I promise to work my absolute hardest to make each and every day as wonderful as it possibly can be. I promise to always be true to you, even when I'm lying about whether or not I might have watched that show without you. Incidentally, this week's episode of Superman and Lois was incredible. I promise to do a better job of handing over the remote when I get up from the couch. I promise to be your equal and support you in all your endeavors, to be the Helen Tasker to your Harry Tasker. I promise to give you adventure, to do the things and travel to the places. France, Australia, Japan, Mars, Pocatello, Idaho. I promise to never let go. I also promise to stop referencing James Cameron movies as soon as we get through these vows. Hey, remember that time we watched Avatar 3D? From the bottom of my heart, from the very depths of my soul, I love you so incredibly much, Kathleen. I promise to always do anything and everything I can to bring you joy, and make our marriage as perfect as we ever could want. Perfect, just like the 1994 action blockbuster True Lies starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis. I love you. I love what we have, and I love what we will become with each day as it passes. It will be the greatest honor of my life to call myself your husband and to call you my wife.
Oh.
As a symbol of your love and commitment, you will exchange rings. Please hand the bride and groom each other's rings.
Bueller?
Are we really ringless?
I thought you had.
Oh, we didn't try.
She took them upstairs
They should be up in our
yesterday.
Right back.
Permission after those beautiful vows.
Anyone know a good joke? Tell me I love you.
I'm so proud of us.
It's been a long day. Thank God we didn't go somewhere else, you know? Yay! Round of applause. This is right, right? Yep.
Okay, so take each other's rings and give the boxes back to them.
We have rain bears in my wedding now. Rain bears.
Thank you very much.
Job well done.
These rings have no beginning and no end. They set forth the eternal nature of real love. They will represent the love and trust that you promised to each other this day. Jonathan, will you take that ring and place it upon Kathleen's finger, and as you do, repeat to her after me these words. I give you this ring,
I give you this ring,
as I give you myself,
as I give you myself,
with love and affection.
with love and affection.
Wear it in peace always.
Wear it in peace always.
And Kathleen, will you take that ring and place it upon Jonathan's finger, and as you do, repeat to him after me these words. I give you this ring,
I give you this ring,
as I give you myself,
as I give you myself,
with love and affection.
with love and affection.
Wear it in peace always.
Wear it in peace always.
A blessing upon your marriage is from a poem titled The Day. May this be the start of a happy new life that's full of special moments to share. May this be the first of your dreams come true and of hope that will always be there. May this be the start of a lifetime of trust and of caring that's just now begun. May today be the day that you'll always remember, the day when your hearts become one. And as much as you, Jonathan, and you, Kathleen, have thus consented in matrimony and have witnessed the same before family and friends, by virtue of the authority vested in me as an officiant and the laws of this state, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride. Jonathan, you may now kiss your wife. May these two find happiness in their matrimony. May they live faithfully together together. May they ever remain compassionate. May their years be rich in the joys of life and their days be long upon the earth. It is with great honor that I present to you for the first time as husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Jonathan and Kathleen Lafferty. They will now have their first dance as husband and wife.
Thank you. Alright. Thank you everyone for coming out, especially in this weather. My goodness. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for being here.
Thank you.
Beautiful ceremony. Absolutely lovely. Lovely ceremony.
know if they're,